So I got to see the new 28 Years Later movie in cinemas on opening night recently, and wow, this movie is controversial. Let's talk about it. Half the fan base is really divided. Like, half the fan base loves the movie, and half the fan base just hates the movie, calling it the worst movie of the year. And there is just no in between whatsoever. It's The Last Jedi all over again. Or The Last of Us 2, however you see it. But yeah, man, so many people love and hate this movie. And while watching all this go down for the past week, I've been really stressed to give my take on it, because I do want to hear people out and hear what they have to say and understand their point of view. But I have to give my opinion on the movie, and that opinion is that the movie's really not that good. Don't get me wrong, I love hearing other people out for their other opinions, and I love this franchise, and I love the first two movies. They're great. In fact, a lot of my friends went and recently rewatched the first two movies just for this new one coming out. Like, I went out with two of my close friends, and they both had seen the first two movies just to watch this new one. And that's what makes it really disappointing that none of us really enjoyed it. Now, as my non-spoiler review, I'm not really going to say a lot because I have a lot of issues with the film, and I kind of have to talk about what happens in it for that. So for a non-spoiler review, I'm just going to give it a score, and that score is like a 3-4 out of 10. I'm serious. So first things first, let's talk about that ending that everyone's talking about. You literally have to believe me when I say this to you, because I'm not lying. I'm being 100% serious. This movie ends with the main character running away from infected, getting cornered, and then all of a sudden he looks up after hearing a cliche line of someone going, "You need a hand?" He literally looks up and sees young Gravy with sunglasses and a yellow tracksuit standing there. And then all of a sudden he goes, "Time to give you a hand." And then like 3, 4, 5 Power Ranger looking dudes, multicolored tracksuit mafia guys jump out and start just murdering all the zombies like it's a goofy Smosh skit or something. I'm not kidding when I say they're doing backflips, and one of them is like sawing the head off while two of them are standing there mimicking the person doing that to the zombie. From this movie to have such a serious tone to go to that goofy, tone, I don't know. It was just so bad. But a lot of people are bagging out on the ending. I'm sure you guys have probably heard heaps of people talk about that. I want to talk about all the plot holes that are genuinely the worst part of this movie, even more than that ending. And yes, I said plot holes because a lot of people are ignoring the blatant points in the film where things just don't make sense or shouldn't go the way they should, and they still happen. So the movie starts off with Spike and his dad as the two main characters, the dad being played by Aaron Taylor Johnson. I can't even remember his name after seeing the movie. I think I wrote it down somewhere, but I can't remember it. But the reason he's so forgettable is because while in the trailers he was shown off very prominently, in the actual film he's probably only in it for like the first act or the first third of the film. Basically, they live in this village of people, and this village of people sends the young kids in the village out to do a test every once in a while to see if they're prepared to handle themselves or fight infected or go out and help, for the village. And while Spike and his dad are on this test, Spike completely messes up at almost every turn. In fact, I can confidently say that without his dad, Spike would have died so many times in this movie. This is to the point where the dad even has to fabricate the story to the rest of the village and the townsfolk about Spike being able to handle himself, to the point where he's putting Spike up on a pedestal so high that it's almost completely unbelievable even as Spike himself. And this makes him kind of realize that his dad is a bit of a liar and not the best person. And this is where the main plot of the film comes in. Spike's mum is sick, and Spike needs to get her a cure from a doctor that lives very far away. Now, the village has basically gone on about how this doctor is completely crazy, not to trust him. That's why they don't have him around anymore. So Spike decides he's going to take his mum to this doctor and see if maybe this doctor can help make her better. Now, already I knew as soon as this plotline started, she wasn't going to be cured. I knew something was going to happen, or she was going to get killed just to die. It's very cliched and it's very obvious, and it's not great for the film. This is also where the first plot hole and issue that I have with the film comes in, and that is that Spike basically just becomes invincible. Somehow this kid that was getting saved by his dad during his own trial the day before, he's able to hold off hordes of infected and kill them perfectly. He couldn't even run away without tripping before, and now he's just shooting hordes of infected right in the head perfectly, being able to sprint away from them. It doesn't line up with what we were just told about him. There's a point where him and his mum walk into this building filled with gas, and a bunch of infected come in there, and they think they're gonna die. All of a sudden, this soldier guy just comes out, throws a match in there, screams, "Get down," and they dive onto the floor, and then the entire building, and I'm not making this up, the shot shows the entire building explode with flames. It shows that every zombie in that building died, but somehow Spike and his mum lived through it. How? It's a building filled with gas that got lit on fire and was shown exploding fully from the outside. How did them diving to the floor stop them from burning up in flames? It makes no sense. That's just a blatant plot hole that everybody is just ignoring. I know it's not like the most important scene in the movie, but I saw that and I just thought to myself, what? How does that work? So here's where they go and meet the doctor in the film, and the doctor's like he's not pro-infected, but the whole reason everyone in the town thought he was crazy is because he made all these bone shrines and stuff out of people's corpses, and he doesn't really hate the infected because, well, apparently, because he's a doctor, he sees the infected not as evil people and messed up people. He sees them as the same as maybe like a cancer patient or someone with another illness. You know, just because they're infected, they're just sick. It doesn't mean they're evil. And this is probably the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, I get the point they're trying to make. They're trying to say, hey, you know, why would a doctor look at these infected who are sick, you know, any different from how they look at this guy with cancer that is sick, you know? He views them all as just sick people and he just wants to help them. Like, I get you're making that point. But guys, they're trying to rip your flesh out. The difference between cancer is that is a person with a fucking illness that only affects them. The difference with a zombie virus, essentially, or the rage virus, is they're trying to rip your face off, bro. I'm sorry, but no doctor, no living, breathing human being, even if they're a doctor, would look at an infected and say, hey, you know what? He's just a sick guy, you know, poor thing. What do you mean, poor thing? He's trying to rip your face off. My God, man. I mean, like, I understand what they're trying to say and the message they're trying to bring, but there is literally an infected person towards the end of the movie trying to rip him out of the ground, and he's like, I won't kill them. I will just stand here and take it because they'll run away because I have this magic iodine that they don't like on my body and they won't hurt me. Dude, he's trying to murder you. As a doctor, don't you think it would be smarter to maybe protect yourself, as, you know, you're one of the only people that knows how to push them away and stop them from attacking you with this iodine thing that he has on him? Like, he's just orange in the film. He just explains to the characters how he's basically, like, stopped the infected by rubbing this iodine thing all over himself. Why does he not just give it to a bunch of other people? Like, I know he probably doesn't have enough, but come on, are we serious? Oh, and that's another thing. The infected in this movie make no sense. So this movie introduces alphas, I think they're called, which are like these bigger zombies that are like mutated since the rage virus got into them. Also, for some reason, every zombie in this movie is naked. I just want to bring that up now. I don't know why. I guess if you get infected, you just rip your own clothes off. It doesn't make any sense again, but they just made every zombie in this movie naked. Why? So these alphas are like unstoppable. They can like tank bullets for some reason. I don't know how a virus would ever make you bulletproof, but whatever. It's a zombie movie. But yeah, man, I just there's so many plot holes and issues with this movie. I mean, and the basic premise, there's some other stupid stuff too we're going to talk about, but the basic premise just doesn't work. I mean, the issue with the infected is they're now not just rage infected people like they were in the first two films. Now they're smarter, they're thinking, and they're like procreating. Like, there was a second plot in this movie of a female infected who I think supposedly got impregnated by the alpha like zombie. This sounds so stupid. I can't believe I'm saying this for a video. And she has a baby in this movie. In that baby scene, by the way, the mum literally touches the newborn child as it's just been birthed into the world with blood all over it. And mind you, this is the 28 days later universe. This is the universe where a single drop of blood touching your eyeball, any of your insides, can instantly infect you. She touches a baby covered in blood and she's fine. Also, for some reason, the baby's not infected. Does someone want to explain why? I heard someone say that, like, the reason the baby's not infected is to show that, you're not born a monster, you become a monster. The infected people they didn't choose to do that. They were infected. They were literally infected. They didn't have a choice. So you know what? This baby, after being born, I get that's the message, also shouldn't have a choice. No one chose to do that. This is probably the first negative thing that I've ever spoken about on the Nova Zone ever. So I'm sorry if I'm crashing out a little bit too much, but I just really hated this movie, man. I did not like it. And then my friend turns to me and he tells me after that ending that we're getting a whole trilogy and this is the first movie in that trilogy. No one's gonna go watch the second movie. What, so we can see the tracksuit mafia jump around and do Power Ranger moves? No one wants to see this movie. It sucks so bad. And that's a shame because so many people were excited for this one, including me. I mean, we haven't gotten a 28 Days movie for ages. Like, come on. Wow, just honestly irredeemable. Like I said, it's probably like a 3 out of 10 or 4 out of 10 maybe. I don't know how harsh I want to be. I just really don't like it. Please save your money and don't go see this movie. It is probably the worst horror movie of the year. I don't know if it's the worst movie, but it's the worst horror movie of the year by far. And yeah, this movie just sucks. But yeah, that was my opinion on this movie. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I was so disappointed. I don't even know what else to say. Yeah.